The spirit of music making here with this group of musicians is always exceptionally human. No one has to do it. We all come together because we expect to enjoy it as much as we did before. We love it, obviously, and everyone thinks that it's something you don't want to exclude from your life. And that makes it very precious, these 3, 4, 5 days we spend together every year.
For me, the difference to another orchestra, they respect each other. Everybody is give maximum of his power, and so maybe we don't need more than one rehearsal, and we are close together.
It is inspiring to see
yes.
and hear great players with this will to really play their socks off.
And how do you sort out where you're all going to sit? Because you're all principals.
Yes, I mean, that can be a nightmare, but...
we don't really sort it out. Charles sorts it out.
I talk very carefully and privately, obviously, with Valeri. And it's important to him in each piece that his front desk players are those with whom he has had the most experience, because they have to pull the rest of the section. Having said that, we change always between pieces, and we leave it to the other sections, the wind, the percussion, the brass, all of them, to decide amongst themselves who plays first. And this is done, you wouldn't believe, with so much harmony, there is never, ever a problem.
So, good afternoon. Happy to see you all. And
On day one, though, when you bring together all these musicians from different orchestras who play in different ways, different styles, how do you try and make them gel on the first rehearsal?
the world orchestra for peace obviously has this unique ability to hear each other. All together, the orchestra and each individual has this blessing, you know. It is terribly exciting to spend 1 hour just quietly, not even talking very much, and just playing, and everyone listens. Today, in the first second of this first rehearsal, this young, very young musician, the trumpetist from St. Petersburg, it was his first appearance here with this famous solo in the Fifth Symphony of Mahler. And it's typical of this orchestra, so every time we try to welcome maybe another 10 young people.
You all played under Schulte, under Sir George Schulte, who had a huge personality and then was replaced by somebody else with a huge personality, Valery Gergiev. Tell me what it's like playing for him.
I expected somebody with very tough markings, and he's exactly the opposite. He's a very natural conductor. He uses much his hands to do everything, and he has a special way to communicate.
Imagine you are in the ocean, sometimes, but sometimes. Maybe this is closer to a little bit rougher waters, you know. Your boat is a little bit like this, not. Let's try it. 301.
We all know what to play. It's a question of when to play it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't always need a physical movement from the conductor to tell you. You use a sixth sense to know when to play sometimes. And when an ensemble of 80, 90 musicians is all doing the same, using their sixth sense, it produces amazing moments, seriously. And you can't conduct those moments. You get out of the way. and make those moments happen from within the orchestra.
One and.
You are on the edge of your seats. Anything could happen, so you're in sort of high alert mode.
Can be very worrying.
It can be, but it can also, of course, because it can create the most exciting concerts.
They said it's like playing with no safety net. They're never quite sure what you're going to do, and so they're really concentrating.
Yeah, during the concert, I find it sometimes exciting to not to improvise. When you improvise and you don't prepare the ground for this kind of improvisations, it can be not so pleasant. But I also will sometimes propose something what is rarely being asked of any orchestra.
You can push them a little. And yourself.
Propose. Yeah, and it is done also on a very, very friendly basis.
The World Orchestra for Peace has performed Mahler's Fifth Symphony before. The last occasion was in the Church of St. Peter and St. Paul in Krakow, in Poland.
What is it about Mahler 5 particularly that makes it such a popular work?
The Fifth Symphony has this perfect balance between power and dreamy, lyrical, or even maybe very sensitive world of these sonorities where you can just close your eyes and you just the music will just make you feel that you don't want this to go away. You just want something as beautiful to last for as long as possible.
The concert in Krakow marked the 70th anniversary of the declaration of World War II and was dedicated to the millions of Poles who died in the war. But while no one denies the emotional power of music, can it really have any political force?
We are not politicians, but we can show that something can be done, that we can be together and we are happy to be together. We can play together. We can talk. I can listen to him, listen to Pablo, and and that's what they should do.
We musicians cannot solve any of these problems with rifles, or we cannot wear the uniform, and we are not military, we are not politicians, but we can only make statement after statement after statement.